Hello viewers, TowerWinson here, and today I'll be showing you guys a few lumber making tutorials. Credits to Azazel for putting efforts on making this video. He is after all known as the Lumber God. Without further ado, let's watch and learn the first tutorial setup. This setup has been used by a lot of amateur players, and I would like to call it the baby beginner setup. Now, for the design, 15 factories built in a square with a repair board in the center, and the lumber mill will surround the repair unit. The way lumber mills construct has a sequence, as you can see it from here. It goes from here, stops here, goes back here, up here, built. 15 factories, there are total 16, and he destroyed one because you can see from here. He will suddenly blink out, and here's the gap where he can continue to construct, completing the lumber mill. Alright, the pros and cons of this setup. Let's see the pros first. This requires little multitasking, so new players are welcome to try it out. Of course, the second pros is requires moderate mana consumption. That means your alchemist has the time to regenerate his mana before he goes back to work by transmuting all of the lumber mills and placing it down as tiny lumber mill. You are able to produce quite an amount of lumber mill before the alchemist needs mana potions. Alright, let's see the con of this setup. The setup takes a lot of space, as you can see from here. Therefore, you will need to require to find a bigger base to start it up. The second disadvantage of this setup is the production rate for this lumber mill is in moderate speed, because the more factories there are, the faster the lumber mill will be constructed. Not enough factories, that means your lumber mill constructs really slowly. This is still considered a moderate speed, and also for beginners to try it out. Recommendation: go to the library base, claim that base, take another alchemist with you. 2 alchemists means you don't need to buy a mana potion for your 1 alchemist job, because 2 of them can take turn. One of them will exhaust his mana by doing the transmute all ability, while the other will have his time to regenerate his mana back. Second recommendation is when you are at rank 2, you have unlocked a hero known as Scientist. This hero has an ability known as Regenerative Rays. It will help you regenerate your alchemist mana and health. That way you don't need to rely on mana potions. This method of making lumbers can help you win the very easy to mad difficulty, even with air and invisibility mode is on. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. There's 2 links below there, go and check it out. One is Azazel channel and one is the Fortress Survival Alpha forum. So leave a like and subscribe to me if you haven't, and as usual as well as always viewers, Tower out, see ya. Hello viewers, TowerWinson here, and today I'll be showing you FSA, Fortress Survival Alpha fanboys out there, the second tutorial of lumber making. Credits to Azazel aka the Lumber God for making these videos. Without further ado, let's watch and learn. This is recommended for solo players who are playing alone and want to have a good time ranking up without other players' interference. The design: 12 factories are made into a square, while 1 factory pops out from its alignment. As you can see here, it's popped out. That way your survivor can finish constructing the last mill that is inside the setup. Here are some pictures with words to give you a detailed explanation on the relationship of the factory and the lumber mill works. So let's see the pros and cons for this setup. The advantage of this setup is lumber production rate is faster than the previous tutorial. For lumber mills, with so many factories helping out the lumber mill's construction, it really helps to complete the construction faster. Second advantage, the setup is smaller compared to the previous tutorial, so small bases are suitable to have this setup. The disadvantage demands a little more multitasking, so players who are unfamiliar with hotkeys and shortcut keys are not recommended to have this setup. Your hands won't make it in time to get all the lumber mills going. Second disadvantage, more mana consumption, so 2 alchemist units is a must in order to make it possible for this setup. So both of them will take turn to exhaust mana while the other will regenerate its mana. Even this still needs mana potions at a later stage of the game. You can still build up your repair units, your command center, or your vendor when your 2 alchemist units mana has fully exhausted. Recommendation: Alchemist Hero is better than Alchemist Unit because the hero has more mana as it levels up. Of course, the Alchemist Hero is not easy to get, since you have to be rank 11 to unlock this hero. With the Alchemist Hero, you will require more multitasking, because the hero will be the one to shrink the mills, place them, and at the same time killing enemies outside your base. The second recommendation is, if your rank is lower than 5, you should go for the Scientist Hero. In the previous tutorial, I have mentioned that this hero has an ability known as Regenerative Rays that will help you regenerate your alchemist mana. 2 links down there, check it out. One is the forum, one is Azazel's channel. Leave a like and subscribe to me if you haven't, and as usual, as well as always, viewers, Tower out, see ya. Hey viewers, TowerWinson here, and today I'll be showing you guys 2 lumber making tutorials. Fortress Survival Alpha fans out there, you are going to love this one. Credits to Azazel again for making this video. Without further ado, let's watch and learn. This is considered a high-end setup, and it is recommended to veteran players or players who are at rank 11 and above. The design: 17 factories that are built in symbol, I guess. Just memorize the formation of this setup, guys, okay? The middle of the setup is where the lumber mills will be constructed, and there is a small gap to let the survivors stand there and build the mills. Lumber mills, of course. Here are some pictures with words to provide a better understanding of how the relationship goes between the mills and the factories. Now for the pros and cons of this setup. Well, for the advantage, this is one of the setups that produce a lot of lumber mills in a short period of time. You can finish up 2 formation of level 7 lumber mills within 9 minutes in the game. That is super fast. Now, that's the only advantage from my own opinion. Now, let's go for the disadvantage. Now, this kind of advantage brings a lot of disadvantage in this setup. Do you know why? The first disadvantage: this setup takes a huge amount of space, so you will need to find a bigger base such as summer cottage, the security room maybe, and the military base. This means the bigger the base, the bigger the entrance, the more barricades and regeneration walls are needed to close it up. More lumber spending, of course. Second disadvantage: due to the speed of building the mills, and it can only fit 2 lumber mills inside the setup at a time, you are required to have an alchemist hero or a custom hero that you can get by donating money to the forum, and 2 alchemist unit just in case, because I believe even alchemist heroes mana pool ain't gonna be enough for this crazy lumber mill production rate. 2 more alchemist unit will help you out a lot. The third disadvantage: there's a lot of disadvantage on this one. This setup requires a high level multitasking, because you won't have any time to rest until your survivor is finished building your expected amount of lumber mills. Alright? Recommendation: you can extend this setup by extra 2 more lumber mills in the formation. Here is a picture as an example. The difference is that the lumber mill production speed, which is only a few seconds slower, it's not gonna be a big deal, of course, and for lumber mill means less multitasking and less mana consumption. There's always an advantage and disadvantage. It's called fair and square, you know? I'm going to show you guys another setup that is quite similar with this one. Here you go. This one requires less factories, and it's still the same. You can only put 2 lumber mills at a time, and because less factories means less space to build, that means you can choose a medium base. Not recommended for small base though, because small base is too small. Medium base, at least you can fit in this whole setup and have lumber mills a lot at the same time. And of course, this also slows down a little bit of the production speed. It's not going to affect much, maybe a few seconds only. So yeah, there's a 2 link down there, the Azazel's channel and the forum. Please check out the forum. I guarantee you guys won't regret it, because you will get all the information, all the news and all the updated maps there. okay? And there's challenge and contests that you can win special items. Like right now, as Azel playing, he has a custom hero. His custom hero has items and stuff, really special. Leave a like and subscribe to me if you haven't. And as usual, as well as always, viewers, Tower out, see ya. Hey viewers, TowerWinson here, and today I'll be showing you guys the 5th and hopefully not the last lumber making tutorial. Credits to Azazel for making this video. Check out his channel for epic walkthroughs. Without further ado, let's watch and learn. This is another high-end setup that I recommended for veteran players or players who are at least rank 30 and above. And of course, at the same time, you guys like to play alone or love a small base, yeah, this is recommended. The design. You are going to build repair units to constantly maintain the barricade's health. So Azazel take advantage of this by building 5 factories beside it with a small space in the center to build 2 lumber mills at a time. Repair unit also provides efficiency. To construct mills faster, as repair units keep on upgrading, it will provide more efficiency and will be better than the factory. Azazel, you and your crazy ideas. Seriously, you are crazy, man. With that lumber frenzy of building that many, oh my god, dude. Alright, now for the pros and cons. Let's take a look at the advantage first. Takes less space. You can even have this set up on a very small basis. And that's how small the setup is. You can see it right here, dude, it's just so small. Second advantage, it is better than having many factories because as the repair units gets upgraded, it will become more better than the factory. And at the same time, the repair unit will also do its job by repairing your walls. It's like a win-win situation there. Now for the disadvantage, high mana consumption. So you will need an alchemist or a custom hero that you can get it in the forum by donating. The second disadvantage, multitasking. Cause 2 lumber mill is constructed at a time. So until you get the expected amount of lumber mills you want, you are going to have to focus the survivor by constantly building lumber mills. Recommendation? Let's say your alchemist is not enough, your alchemist hero, okay? You can get a 2 alchemist unit because 1 is already at your side, and you can claim another base like library to get the alchemist unit. This might help you out a little, better than nothing, right? Alright, that's all for today's episodes and all of the tutorials that I've made. Well, it's Azazel's tutorial, I'm just here to help him commentate. And extra links down there to check it out. If you guys want more specific explanation or better tutorials, guys check it out at the link there. The explanation is much more better than me because I suck at this. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe to me if you haven't, and as usual, as well as always, viewers, leave some feedbacks before you go. Tower out, see ya.